Good afternoon, traders. This is Young Investor. My name is Austin. For those who don't know, coming to you from New Jersey at the closing of the markets on Friday, July 13th. I do the trading plan for next week starting on Sunday with the Sydney Open on July the 15th. So I just want to give you a quick glimpse of what I'm looking at and what I've seen and interacted with going into the end of the week. We had some important Chinese economic data that came out last night, the second quarter GDP figures, which had slowed down as economists had expected. But the main issue with that is that we didn't see the Australian dollar fall, plummet, or start to break down, which was shocking to me. Now, I read a couple articles that said that investors had already, how should I say, preset and already valued the Australian dollar and the Australian pair, and any currencies tied to the Chinese market, had already pre-valued the exchange rate prior to the GDP, the second quarter GDP earnings release. So that's why we didn't see a major breakdown with any currencies that are tied to Chinese data and the Chinese economy. Now, I did take a long position, which I actually hit my take profit at 0 to 20. I entered this long position yesterday on the close of this candle. At the close of this candle, wait, where is it? At the close of this candle right here, after the stochastic crossed, once we were back inside this trend wall. So once I took that trade, I was a little bit nervous, especially with the second quarter GDP release coming out later in a couple of hours. But nonetheless, I still followed my technicals. Regardless of any type of position, I'm only looking for long positions being over the daily 50 moving average. So with that said, I did take this long position. I did take a small lot position. And as you can see, I ended the trade right here. Once we got back inside this trend wall, placed my stop below this low right here. It was about a 40 pip stop with my target at 0 to 20, which was about, I believe it was 80 pips. If it wasn't on the nose, it was around that. Okay, so around 85 pips. I don't lie. And my account shows that. I got in at 0137, which is right around here, and took it, and it hit my take profit right at 0220. Going over my Australian dollar trade, I also noticed I couldn't ignore another reason why I wanted to go long the Australian dollar pair, especially for commodities, was the fact that this pin bar right here on the dollar Canadian dollar pair, on the dollar CAD pair, I could not ignore at all this massive pin bar, this massive wick, testing the 38.2 fib level from this move down, as well as the daily 50 moving average. Massive pin bar. And as you see, it started to break down from there. Who knows where it will go from there? I will monitor it, but nonetheless, I just needed it for reference to my Australian dollar pair. And I got in and got out in a timely manner. Took my profits, left nothing on the table. 2.2 to 1 ratio, risk to reward ratio. I don't know the exact number, but nonetheless, I do know that it is nothing less than a 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio, which I am completely happy with. And as you can see, it's starting to stall, especially going into the end of the week. For the New Zealand dollar, I'm not looking to short. Only looking for long positions. However, you can see with the break of this trend wall It's starting to come back. It might see a test for another breakdown to maybe this 78.50 level, or we could see it break back above. If we do break back above this 79.80 level, then I will look for a long position. I still won't feel comfortable putting in a long position even if we do get above this ascending trend wall. I want to get above this 79.80 level, which will clear this ascending trend wall, the 4-hour 100 moving average, and the 4-hour 50 moving average, along with 79.80. And then I will look for a retest of that 79.80 level to go long to possibly 80.50 and above. And the only other pair that I would possibly just be paying attention to would be this Aussie Yen pair. I'm just gonna keep focus on it. I'm not looking to enter any positions right now. But like the New Zealand dollar pair, we see a break of a rising trend wall, and now it coming back for a possible retest or a possible break back within. I wouldn't mind looking at a possible long position on the retest of this ascending trend wall, only because we do seem to have this triangle formation, which may prove to be a continuation pattern with a break to the top side, which I will be very happy with. Nonetheless, I will wait until we get above this 8200, this 8200 level, to be looking at any type of long position. But nonetheless, I will pay attention to it, and depending on how I feel, I might take that long position. If I get a nice wick down here, maybe once we get back above this ascending trend wall. Those are the only things that I'm looking at. So the only thing that I'm looking at right now, I'm not looking at Aussie, I'm not looking at New Zealand, and I'm not looking at Aussie Yen until they get above those respective levels that I just mentioned. Now for the Euro, this bar right here, this candle right here, we have the stochastic stochastic convergence. You see we made lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. Stochastics did not. That signals a loss of momentum to the downside, and maybe a bounce is expected. Not a full-blown trend change, but at least a bounce. So what am I going to be looking for? This candle right here can signal that further upside, and a rally may be in store. Maybe a bounce. Not a trend change, but a bounce. Back up to this 2285 level, or maybe to this 2365 level. Nonetheless, maybe by that time, if it does stall out and eventually does break back to the upside, by that time the 4-hour 50 MA might cause some confluence right around this area. I might be able to get in on the test of this 2285 level, wherever this 4-hour 50 MA is, or I can set my target focus on my entry focus on this 2365 level. But nonetheless, I'm not chasing. I don't like to chase. And I'm just going to wait for the market to come to me at a decent price that I feel comfortable taking that risk to reward ratio. The only other thing that I'm looking at, I'm not even looking at Euro Yen. I'm looking at the pound dollar. The reason why is because we have this ascending trend wall, this descending trend wall, the 4-hour 200 MA, the 100 MM, and it's just breaking above this 4-hour 50 moving average. So I'm going to see if I can get a short position around this area, and then I'm going to take it down to the low of this candle. Will that happen? I don't know. Nobody knows where the market's going, but we will take that risk to reward ratio, especially placing my stop above these two ascending trend walls. So that's my trading plan for the next week. If you need any questions, just please email me at smitha241914@gmail.com. Happy trading and have a blessed day.